So, National Signing Day just concluded, and I want to talk about Penn State because they have so screwed themselves at this point that I don't see them being good or even competitive for the next 3 to 4 years at the least. And that takes us kind of farther back than National Signing Day. Penn State fired their head coach, James Franklin, in like week 6 after they lost to Oregon, then UCLA, then Northwestern. To me, I think James Franklin is still a probably top 15 coach, so I thought that was a pretty bad decision. But the reasoning of firing him early so they could get a jump ahead on recruiting and all this other stuff before any of the other programs fired their coaches. You know, it's like if you're going to fire the coach, might as well do it then. I get that. Makes total sense. However, they are the last team to get their coach. They don't have a head coach right now. So, you know, after Penn State fired their head coach, not only in that time did James Franklin find another job at Virginia Tech, but we also had firings like Brian Kelly. We had Florida fire Billy Napier. We had Lane Kiffin go to LSU. We had all these different coaching moves and all these different coaching hires by other teams. And Penn State could never get a guy. Every time they go after a guy, extension. All these coaches sign extensions with their current school because no one wants to be in Penn State given their situation because they're like, hey, if I have one bad year, I'm going to get fired like instantly, middle of the season. So not good for Penn State, but the worst part about it was they entered National Signing Day the other day with no head coach, which is terrible. There's no way you're going to get recruits if you don't have a coach, because who's going to play for a team that doesn't have a coach? They don't know who's going to coach them. So they ended up signing 2 recruits on National Signing Day, making them the worst team in FBS as far as recruiting rankings go. 136 out of 136 teams. And even worse, they are behind several FCS schools and even Ivy League schools. It is ridiculous. They're behind teams like West Georgia and South Dakota State and Towson. Like, so many teams that they are below in recruiting rankings. So how the heck are they going to compete when they don't even have a recruiting class that's good enough to be at the top of the FCS? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what their plan is. If they're going to elevate, if they were going to elevate, they should have done it forever ago, because at this point they're so screwed. And I don't think I think Penn State is going to be the bottom of the Big Ten for a long time at this point, which is really sad because under Penn State or under James Franklin, they were a competitor. They were really good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it doesn't look good for the Nittany Lions. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.